This point, but thanks to everyone who's played a role in putting this on this evening. I'd also like to thank you for supporting AM 1090. Your support of the station and of our advertisers is critical to its ongoing commitment to the programming that we do. Most particularly tonight's sponsors are IKEA, Quantum Neurocare, Stickney Research, and Aesthetic Dentistry of Bellevue. Great sponsors of ours, and we couldn't do this without them. Thank you very much. Okay, so on with the show. I want to introduce our star-studded panel to you tonight. First of all, a show that our operations manager, Paul Fredericks, heard before it even went on the radio, called The Young Turks. Those of you who get up really early hear the Young Turks from 3 to 6 a.m. Cenk Uygur is a co-host of the Young Turks. This show began as a Sirius satellite radio original program, and while still on Sirius, it is now nationally syndicated via Air America Radio Network. The Young Turks can be heard on AM 1090 every morning from 3 to 6 a.m. Please welcome Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks. Cenk's partner in crime every morning is Ben Mankiewicz, and Ben is the son of a powerful Democratic operative father and a near socialist mother, is how he describes her, who likes to proudly show all of her Republican friends in Florida her ACLU membership card. His early career was spent in sports television and sports radio, and we couldn't be happier that he made the transition to being co-host of the Young Turks, Ben Mankiewicz. Some of you were probably here last year, and a lot of you, of course, are fans of AM 1090, and you're familiar with Mike Malloy, who came to talk radio quite by accident. A friend of his in Atlanta told him there was an opening for a talk show host on weekends. Mike gave it a try, found a home, and he's terrific at it. Mike's nationally syndicated program can be heard weeknights on AM 1090 from 8 to 11 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Malloy.
Show him the shirt. Can I give these away? Absolutely. Look at this. Look at that.
Cenk Uygur came up with this idea, and before I came out here the other night, Kathy and I made 4 of these. I've got one on. Guess who gets the other 3?
Thank you, Mike. Mike Malloy. One of my favorite people in broadcasting, and his beautiful wife came to Seattle from Fargo, North Dakota today. As you know, the Ed Schultz Show is broadcast from Fargo to over 100 radio stations, including 9 of the 10 largest radio markets. He can currently be heard nationwide on Sirius Satellite Radio's Sirius Left channel and XM Radio's Air America Radio channel. A nationally syndicated U.S. talk show host promising straight talk from the heartland. And according to a survey done recently by Talkers Magazine, Ed is currently ranked number 5 nationally with a weekly audience of more than 2.5 million listeners. He's on AM 1090 every day from noon to 3. Ladies and gentlemen, Ed Schultz. I think for those of you who get up and listen to AM 1090 in the morning, you know that nationally syndicated talk show host Stephanie Miller is a rising star in morning radio. It's a fresh and funny show, and it's heard on dozens of radio stations across the country, including Los Angeles, where she's now the number two rated talk program in her time period in Morning Drive. She's had a great career as a comedian. She's the daughter of a former Republican U.S. Representative, William Miller, Barry Goldwater's running mate in the 1964 presidential election, for those of you who didn't know that. She's heard on AM 1090 every day from 6 to 9 a.m. And, you know, I was struggling as to whether I could be politically incorrect with this introduction and just say, oh, my, what a babe. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephanie Miller.
Well, now they're all rolling on it. They're more likely to get up.
Thom Hartmann is a three-time Project Censored award-winning New York Times best-selling author of 19 books in 14 languages. He's the host of a nationally syndicated daily progressive radio talk show program on Air America. He can be heard on AM 1090 from 9 to noon every day. And he's your moderator tonight. One of us from the Pacific Northwest, here from Portland, Oregon, Thom Hartmann.
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks, everybody.
Testing.
There we go.
Are we on?
Hey there.
Are we on?
Yeah, we're on.
Test.
Oh, it's great to be here.
We got no mics. We got no mics.
You've got one too.
Hey, let's start by saying it's getting hot in here. Let's take off all our clothes.
Hello. Oh, man. You can tell what kind of evening it's going to be.
Oh, did you want to talk about issues? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. It's perfect presidents or perfect politicians? Is either possible? It's a very good question. Talk 1090 put on their website, as I'm sure all of you know, the ability for you to post questions for this panel tonight. And so I'm going to just toss these questions out, and we'll get a conversation going here and see where it takes us. So let's just get this show on the road. The first comes from this thing is floating all over my head here. The first comes from David in Olympia, and he says, will public financing of politicians in America ever exceed private or corporate financing? Could it or should it? And let me start with Ben and Cenk. What do you guys think about this?
Can public financing exceed private financing?
Yeah, or just, you can take that as a frame for a whole larger rant if you want. I'm just,
All right. First of all, I got to say, you guys are awesome. I really wasn't sure what to expect when we came here, but man, you are strong. I love it. I can't get enough of it. All right, now public financing. Over the next 20, 30, 40 years, however long it's going to take, and it's going to take a while, it's probably going to be the most important issue. The first thing we got to do, it's a number of steps we have to do in cleaning up the process. The first thing we got to do is get Dick Cheney and George Bush out of office. So that's priority number one, unquestionably. I mean, that's what Enough is about, partly what Enough is about. Every Sunday at noon, people are going through different parts of the country and putting up a sign or wearing a T-shirt saying Enough. And these guys are lawbreakers. They're unconstitutional. So we all know that. So that's step number one. But once we get beyond them, then we get into more complicated issues. What is a Democratic president going to do if a Democrat wins? Let's hope. I'll just put it that way.